Everybody. So in part 2 of this orientation video, we're going to take a look at the features of Cengage Now. Again, this is the website where you're going to complete all of your assignments and your exams. So every chapter is broken into lecture assignments and homework assignments. Lecture assignments are short videos that give you an overview of the chapter by learning objective, and you have some questions that you have to answer. So when you log in, you see over here on the left-hand side, there are 6 questions that you have. So the TMM stands for Tell Me More, and you're going to learn about Chapter 1, Learning Objective 1, Chapter 1, Learning Objective 2. So when you click on here, you're going to click on the link, and you're going to watch the video. And then once you watch the video, you're going to answer the questions that are associated with it. And then you can click to the next one. Please make sure at the bottom here, you can save and exit at any time. So if you started an assignment and you didn't have time to finish it, you can save it. It will save your progress and you can come back to it at a later time. Please do not hit submit assignment for grading after you've just answered that first question. It's going to submit the entire assignment for grading and take up one of your 2 attempts. So you do not submit your assignment for grading until you've answered all 6 of these questions, for example. If by accident you hit that submit assignment for grading, don't worry, the system is always going to give you a warning. You can either submit it for grading if you truly are done, or if you hit it by accident, hit continue taking this assignment, and then you can save and exit it here. These are wonderful little kind of lecture videos for you to give you a first taste of the information that we'll be talking about in class and that you're going to be doing in terms of those homework assignments. So again, you get 2 attempts on any lecture assignment, and you have to have a 72.5% or better on each assignment in order to move to the next one. The homework assignments are really going to be practicing what we talk about in class and what you're seeing in the actual lecture videos that you have. So you have 3 attempts on homework assignments. And again, every one of these homework assignments contains more than 1 question. You can see this one has 12 in here. So don't submit assignment for grading until you've answered all 12 of those questions. At the top, you're going to see some very important resources. So the ebook will link you to the exact section of the ebook where that concept is discussed. So if you need a little extra help, you want to look at an example, you can click on this link. It will open up the ebook for you, and you can view exactly what you're talking about. In this case, it would be the cost concept. Most of the assignments that I give to you, most of the questions are going to have a show me how video. So the show me how video is a video that will literally show you how to do a question that's similar to the one that you were working on. So you can pause it and go back and see what you're doing and kind of follow along, because they're wonderful. Students rave about these show me how videos, so please make sure you utilize them. There's a calculator built in here for you, and you can also print this out. So if you want to do it out by hand, you can do that as well. The other thing that you'll find with Cengage Now, you can close this arrow to make the window bigger, and anything that has multiple tabs, you can resize so that you can have all the information that you need right beside each other. So this is a great way for you to do your assignments. Also, please make sure to pay attention to the information given. So for example, this says label. That means you need to go where it says labels and amount descriptions and find a label that would fit into that box. You can check your work a limited amount of times per question. So again, there's 12 questions in this homework assignment. For each one of these 12 questions, you get to check your work 3 times. So the check my works will show you what you've done right and what you've done wrong so far, and it will give you some very important feedback. So please make sure to read that feedback. If you're working on an assignment and you're stuck and you've watched the show me how video, you looked at the ebook and you still can't figure it out, all you have to do is right down here, click on the email instructor button. What this will do is it's going to take a screenshot of the entire question that you're working on currently. It will include any data that you've already entered, and it's going to give you an email box to write me an email. So you can say, Professor Quinn, I'm really stuck on part 2. Can you please explain it? When you send this to me, it goes right to my Northern Essex email, And so when I respond to you, this email, my response, is going to go to whatever email address you log into Cengage Now with. So please make sure, if you're registering for Cengage for the first time, please make sure you're using your Northern Essex email address. If you've already registered a personal email with Cengage, you can use that personal email when you're in this system. But please make sure that you check your spam or junk folder if you haven't heard back from me within about 24 hours, because sometimes those first responses will go into that spam or junk folder for both Northern Essex and personal emails. Under study tools, you have some wonderful study resources that you can utilize. So you can access the ebook right through here. The ebook is fantastic. It's not just a PDF version of the textbook, it's actually interactive. So you click on any chapter that you want to look at. And when you first log in to a chapter, it's going to give you the chapter content. So it's going to show you all the topics that are covered in that chapter. All of these blue items are links. So if you click on any part of that, it's going to bring you to that exact section. Anything that's underlined, if you click on, it will give you the definition. You can highlight things in 4 different colors. You can have a certain section read to you. So if you just wanted that one piece read to you, you can do that. You can add a note. So if we're in class and I tell you that this is really important, you can add a little sticky note to remind yourself that that's an important piece. Or you can add a flashcard. So again, you can create your own flashcards through here as well. If you want the entire page read to you, you just click on this little icon here at the top right-hand corner. You can enlarge the font. You can bookmark a page. You can print out a page. And then over here on the right-hand side, under My Notes, that is going to show you all of your highlights and any notes that you've taken in the ebook. So it will show you what you've highlighted. It will give you the date that you've made that highlight. And this little blue arrow, if you click on it, it will bring you to the exact page in the ebook where you took that highlight, and will box it off for you so that you know what it is. You can also print out these highlights and any notes that you have taken. So again, if you did any of those sticky notes, you can do that as well. Over here, if you are having the textbook read to you and you want to slow down or speed up how quickly the text is read, you can do that. And you can actually change the voice. So if you think accounting is much more interesting in a British or Australian voice, you can change that as well. There is a full glossary, and there are flashcards made already for you for every chapter. So you can flip a card to get the definition or the term. You can shuffle the deck. You can create your own card. And it's a wonderful way for you to study through here as well. Also, under the adaptive study plan, this is a wonderful resource if you're going to do some studying. So when you get in, you're going to click on Start Studying. Mine say Resume, but Start Studying. And when you start studying, it's going to ask you to do a quiz. So you can either take the multiple choice quiz, or you can just click Done. And if you click Done, it's going to ask you, are you sure that you are all done with everything? Hit yes. And then what that's going to do for you, it's going to give you some resources by learning objective. So if you take the quiz, it's going to give you a result, and it will say, okay, out of the 4 questions for learning objective 1, you got 3 out of 4 right. And you can click on them to see what answer you entered, what the correct answer was, and some feedback on how to arrive at the correct answer. It also has all of the Show Me How videos and all of the Tell Me More videos in here. So there's wonderful resources that you can do. Also, you can retake the quiz to see if you've done any better. So you can go through and answer the questions as you go. And when you're done, you can just say, Submit Quiz. And again, it's going to recalculate how you did. Up here, it's going to keep a chart for you. So every time you pass a learning objective, it's going to turn green. So this is a wonderful thing to do before you take an exam, to really quiz yourself to see what you know and what you don't know for each chapter and each learning objective. So that will force you to pay attention to those areas that you have some weaknesses, so that you can study those pieces before you go ahead and take that exam. So all of that can be found under the Study Tools tab. So that is the end of this orientation video. Again, there's a lot of resources that are built into Cengage now, but they're only good if you utilize them. So please make sure you're really tapping into all of these resources. And if you have any questions, please get in touch with me. I look forward to meeting all of you in our first class.